What's going on, everybody? How about them dogs? Kentucky had no answer for Georgia. Mike Bobo called the best game tonight. Why couldn't he call plays like that all season? This offense clicked on all cylinders. All cylinders. You can agree with me or you can disagree with me. But if Georgia continues to play like this, they are going to dominate the season. There's no team that'll be able to stop them. Carson Beck had 380-something yards rushing. Kentucky's running back, Georgia's defense stood him up. He had 15 carries for 59 yards. Brock Bowers had 100-something yards receiving. Rosemary Jack Saint had 100 yards receiving. Kentucky had no answer offensively or defensively. What a game. What a game. Now the offense clicked on all cylinders and played a hell of a game. Georgia's defensive backs continue to struggle in the passing game. These defensive backs could not cover these receivers. They was letting these receivers get wide open all night long. Kamari Lassiter missed an interception right in his hands. Went right in his hands. And he dropped it. Georgia blows Kentucky out 51-13. The second and third string players on offense ended up scoring a touchdown against Kentucky. Y'all do me a favor. Hit that like, subscribe, share, and that notification. I sure appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel, as y'all are aware. Georgia dominated. Georgia played lights out. Lights out. How many sacks did the defense have? 3? 4? Kentucky's running game was shut down tonight. How about them dogs, baby? I said it in each of my videos, in my content, that I was nervous about this game. that I was worried about this game because of Kentucky's running back and what he can do. But Georgia shut him down. 59 rushing yards. Now, one thing offensively that Kirby Smart and this coaching staff need to change is getting Arian Smith off of the field. He cannot catch a pass for nothing. Ball right in his hands, and he drops it. He does not need to be on the field. He needs to be a backup. Ra Thomas. What an amazing game Ra had. What a beautiful touchdown catch. Toe tap in the end zone. And that was a beautiful pass by Carson Beck. Ra stepped up tremendously tonight. The DBs couldn't hardly cover him. And when they did, he was still catching the ball. I thought this game was going to be closer than what it was. Usually, every year Georgia and Kentucky play, whether it's in Lexington or whether it's in Athens, the game is always close. But boy, let me tell you, it wasn't close tonight. Georgia put the hammer down. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, they played ball. They played lights out. Imagine what they could have done to South Carolina if they would have played that way. Imagine what they would have did to Auburn if they would have played that way. Imagine what they gonna do to Vanderbilt next week. If they continue to play like this, as I think they will, teams are in trouble. And y'all can go ahead and say it's because Georgia's got a cupcake schedule. I don't care what you say. Georgia dominated tonight. And they could have just as easily lost. Kentucky could have wound up dominating that game. Kirby Smart and Mike Bobo and this coaching staff had these boys ready, pumped up, fired up, prepared for this game. They did a tremendous coaching job. And like I said, I am very, very impressed with what Mike Bobo and his play calling did. And I haven't really been impressed with Bobo since he was offensive coordinator when Mark Richt was the head football coach for the University of Georgia. Now, Georgia did leave some points on the field. They had a chance to score a touchdown. And they ended up coming away with a field goal. The score should have been a lot higher than what it was. And I said in my video, in my other videos, Georgia was going to have to start out fast out the gate. From first half to second half. And boy, did they do it. You cannot bring a cat to a dog fight. I'm not going to say I said earlier that the cats were going to come into Athens and they was going to leave with their tails between their legs after the dogs put a big old bite on them. And boy, did they. The dogs put the bite on them and didn't let go. Shook them around like a rag doll. Slinging them around like a rag doll. What an excellent game. Perfection. That was perfection by Kirby Smart and this coaching staff. I am very impressed with Carson Beck and what he's done this year. You have people sitting here putting him down, talking about he shouldn't be in there. He can't run. He's not mobile. He's not a mobile quarterback like Brock Vandagriff and Gunnar Stockton. He don't have to be mobile. When he can throw, stand there and throw for 300-something yards. He threw for 389 yards and 4 touchdowns. He don't have to be mobile. If he can stand in the pocket and sling that ball all over the field and pick you apart, he don't have to be mobile. Carson Beck can sling the ball. Carson Beck is a quarterback. And I am glad that he didn't transfer. That he decided to stay at Georgia and continue his football career. Old Mark Stoops and them Kentucky Wildcats thought they was going to come in and upset Georgia. Boy, the look on Mark Stoops' face all night. He knew it was going to be a long haul tonight. Kentucky's defense could not stop Georgia's offense. The offensive line did an amazing job at run blocking, pass blocking. We could finally actually run the ball, and our running backs would not even go down. They was dragging tacklers downfield with them, getting extra yards. That offensive line impressed me tonight. They did an amazing job at blocking on the line of scrimmage and keeping Beck upright. Kentucky didn't even have a sack tonight against Carson Beck. Boy, Georgia played a hell of a game. Hell of a game. If Georgia continues, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, if Georgia continues from here on out playing football like this, like I said, teams are in trouble. They get to the playoffs, teams are in trouble. And I'm pretty sure I'll get comments. So y'all go ahead and comment away, because I'm saying it now. If Georgia continues to play like this, teams are in trouble. Who let them dogs out? Kirby Smart let the dogs out. He was tired of seeing the way the offense and the defense struggled. And he let the dogs loose tonight. Let them loose. Let them out their cage and let them loose. Let them run. He let them run wild. And Carson Beck and that offense ran wild on Kentucky. And y'all can tell me Kentucky ain't all that good, but Kentucky has a defense. Kentucky's defense is really, really good. Georgia just broke Kentucky's back. Broke their back. They put Kentucky on the ground and walked all over them. Oh. The only issue I had with this game is the defensive backs and the safeties. They need to do a better job at covering receivers. The safeties need to do a better job of covering over the top and helping out the cornerbacks. Now, I will admit Kentucky's receivers were killing our cornerbacks and our safeties. Georgia had issues and had a rough time in coverage. And once again, I wish Kirby Smart, Will Muschamp, they both played safety for the University of Georgia back in their college days. I wish Kirby Smart and Will Muschamp and the defensive backs coach would tell these cornerbacks and these safeties to look for the ball. Malachi Starks, right there with the receiver, or tight end. It was a tight end he was covering. Step for step with him. Could have knocked the ball away. Could have intercepted it. But what happened? He was not looking for the ball. The ball goes right by him. Tight end catches it for a touchdown. So, if you want to get down to it, if that play hadn't happened, that would have been a touchdown off of the board. So the score could have been 51-7. Or 51-10. But I'm not worried about it. Because Georgia ran Kentucky into the dirt. Let's see if they can keep the momentum and continue to play like this against Vanderbilt next week. Florida, Missouri, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and then good old in-state rivalry, Georgia Tech. Man, I'm wondering if some people just went ahead and changed the channel and said there ain't no use in watching this game no more. Because Georgia's done dominated this. There ain't no need in watching it anymore. Oh. The dogs came to play. The dogs came for a fight. The dogs come out victorious. I believe them Kentucky players was ready to get out of there third quarter and fly back to Lexington. I bet you them players was ready to get on a plane and go back home. Kentucky's running back didn't have almost 300 yards rushing against that defense. That defense was flying to the ball. Pops Dumas Johnson finally stepped his game up and finally started playing ball. He hadn't been too impressive this season. He finally stepped up and made plays when plays needed to be made. It looked like one time Kentucky's running back was getting aggravated or irritated because he hardly had nowhere to run. Now, I will give him props. He did catch a pass out of the backfield and run it in for a touchdown, which the defenders could have tackled him, but they missed. I appreciate all y'all who watch my videos and hope y'all continue to watch them. And like always, win, lose, or tie, I'm a dog fan till the day I die. Go Dogs!